Welcome to Wisdom Talk Radio, a collaborative community of explorers in conscious living. Welcome to another special episode of Wisdom Talk Radio, where instead of having a guest here with me today, I will be once again reading from Unconditional Remembrance, Your Connection to Source. And if you haven't yet gotten your own copy of this book, it's available wherever you like to buy books. If you don't find it in your local bookstore, feel free to go up and say, hey, I want you to order a copy of this book, and they'll do it. You know already that this is the place where you get to explore new things, where you get to look at how to live an expanded life in all sorts of ways. And today, what I am drawn to share with you today is about collective co-creation. And so it's from a different part of the book. It's a little different than the kinds of things that we have been looking at, but there you have it. This is for today. As part of the quantum connection process that I created with the Baca Institute, I saw a need for a program to support conscious entrepreneurs, innovators, and visionary leaders to be able to bring their ideas to fruition. Time after time, I saw these leaders get stuck. They would have an inspired idea. They got excited by its potential for transformation, but then they would forget the source of that idea, turning instead to the isolated structures that they typically relied on to function in the world. They didn't know how to use their creative intelligence. They would burn out or get mired in self-doubt and feel overwhelmed. When you are creating something new, it is difficult to stay connected with the energy of what is knocking on your door. The Quantum Co-Creation Program was born. I brought a small group of people together for 6 months, focused on both internal co-creation, which arises in remembrance, and co-creation beyond mere collaboration with others. When two or more are gathered in the remembrance of their connection with Source, an exponentiation of the energy is activated. It is as if your cohesion with Source invites others into a profound collaboration with you. This is what I discovered. Creative expression and transformation are not linear, and neither is your journey of bringing your idea to life. It moves the most expansively and can accelerate in leaps and bounds when you are connected to other conscious entrepreneurs on a similar path. Even when you put systems in place to make your idea physical or bring others into your project, this is done with greater ease and clarity when you are guided through your connection with Source. When you create within a group in which each is dedicated to remembering who they are, the collaborative ideas flow from the synergy of inner knowing. I imagine you have experienced meetings where, while the purpose was to innovate something, they devolved into ego-fenced silos and little was accomplished. If you are lucky, you have also had the pleasure of spontaneous collective co-creation. Maybe you worked with a team to enhance the quality of a program or product. Or you met with a potential collaborator to create something to offer to the public. Perhaps you gathered stakeholders for a high-stakes conversation to bring a vision into form, one with far-reaching implications for solving a thorny problem. It is common for each person to enter a meeting like this with an agenda. They have the best idea. They know the right steps to take. With this certainty, they neither know how to access something new from within themselves, nor how to truly listen to someone else's ideas. They don't know how to discern the difference between an ego agenda and an inspired idea. But no one can get to someplace new by doing things the way they have always done them. You can, however, intentionally set the stage for co-creation. To create a collective co-creation space, each member needs to be in a state of focused relaxation. Once your thoughts slow down, you can access greater clarity and even discover fresh solutions. As you become practiced in holding open space within yourself, you may notice ideas bubbling to the surface. Open space is needed before you create actionless, and certainly before details are fleshed out. The ideas that arise out of open space may come in the form of pictures or in seemingly unrelated ideas. You may notice physical sensations like heat or the movement of energy, or you may feel stirred up. These physical sensations are often an activation of new aspects of yourself. They are an indication that there is something more to pay attention to. This is the time to go deeper within yourself. Don't push. Don't rush it. Allow. So, begin the gathering with a period of quiet inner focus, inviting open space. This shifts you from the daily tasks that had claimed your attention to a field where something new can arise. Hold an intention for something to emerge in your time together. Hold it lightly, without being attached to how it will look, what will emerge, and especially to the results. When each of you becomes practiced on staying with your own connection to Source, then your team enters into a collective co-creation experience. The process isn't linear. You have moved into the realm where quantum leaps take place. That is, where potential manifests into form without necessarily knowing the root. It is a whole system process fueled by the unlimited potential of the universal field. This is more than working in flow. You bring the potency of Source. One experience of collective co-creation happened in meeting Yvonne Dom, at that time a new friend and colleague living in Barcelona, Spain. Our work is quite different, yet during our initial Zoom conversations, we each had a sense that there was something for us to create together. There was a vibrancy and a kind of quiet excitement that spoke of something that was worthy of exploration. I had a walking trip planned in the Cotswolds in the UK. It seemed like the most natural thing in the world to extend that trip with a short hop to Spain. Yvonne graciously invited me to stay with her and her family. The Mournes retreat emerged from this time of collective co-creation. We visited potential retreat centers, marveling at how our senses were attuned to what did and didn't align with the energy of our vision. We gathered a support team for the retreat that resonated with the vision. The retreat week itself was a flow of unconditional love. We all, participants and staff alike, experienced profound and lasting transformations. Coming together, Yvonne and I created something that was far more than just a joint offering. We took quantum leaps together that facilitated the same in the participants. The alchemy of co-creation took us into more moreness than we could have imagined. We witnessed participants having an internal experience of abundance. Whatever was next, the inner connection was dependable. Even our chef was inspired to make a major shift in her business. So I'm interested to know if you have had your own experiences of collective co-creation and what that's meant for you and what has evolved and been created from that. Please, if you know somebody who is an entrepreneur, is a person with a big idea, maybe a person stuck with a big idea, send them this. Share this with them. Invite them into a conversation, because these are the ways that something new begins to not only take form, but the process to take root in our own consciousness. And the more that we can do this, the more that we can allow for this, boy, we have so many things that need to be addressed in the world. This is how it can happen. So until next time, I wish you all the best. I send my love. I invite you into your own experience of collective co-creation. And I'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us here at Wisdom Talk Radio. We wish you well in your conscious explorations. For more information and to join in the conversation, our website is wisdomtalkradio.com or at Wisdom Talk Radio on Facebook.